Hiring seems to be on everybody's radar, whether you're a CEO or a logistics manager. And looking for great people is always a challenge. And so often organizations are reaching out to external recruiters. But one of the things that I've seen over the last 20 years of owning a recruitment agency is that some companies just don't know how to work with firms like ours effectively. They're used to either doing it on their own or working with internal recruiters. So they're hesitant or they've had bad experiences. So let me share some secrets of how to work with external recruiters to hire top performers. Hi, I'm Linda Robertson, and thanks for joining my YouTube channel and sharing things around hiring, how to build businesses, and career coaching. If you like what you see, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. First of all, one thing I'd like to say is the biggest thing is having a really clear job description. And that seems to be something that there's not always a lot of detail put into that, or they'll use a job description that's outdated. You really want to make sure that that job description is reflective of the role that you're looking to hire, and not something that gets changed down the road or after the candidate gets hired. If we're looking to recruit for our clients, we need to make sure that job description truly does reflect what you're looking to hire. That helps us really narrow down and hire that great performer, and then they're engaged too. So we want that job description to really scream out to an individual to say, hey, I really want to do that role and I want to join that organization. Second, one of the things we try to really hammer down with the organizations that we're working with is the interview logistics and what's going to happen. Who's going to be involved? When are they going to be available to interview, and how are you going to interview? Are they going to be a phone? Are they going to be video, in person at your office? What's going to happen? So sometimes I find when we've worked with the client for the first time, they really don't know and they don't have that narrowed down. So we really work with them closely to say, look, we need to be sure what's going to happen with the interview process, because when we're talking to candidates, we want to be partners with you and we want to be very specific. They've got jobs that they're currently working at, and they need to be certain so that they can plan accordingly. And they also want to be confident that, this is a job and that you are truly hiring, because there's been incidences before that maybe they've come across that recruiters have reached out to them about, and it's been wishy-washy. So you want to be confident in coming across that this is a great job, that you are, serious hiring. Here's the plan, who's involved, when you're going to hire, and what that process looks like, so that we've got it narrowed down and exactly how that's going to happen and when you would like to be hiring for. And we also need to know your availability. So if we can plan that out and that you've set aside times that you're going to be available, because hiring managers really need to set that aside and make it a priority. I know as a hiring manager myself, and being in corporate before and in my own organization, that you have to make that a priority. Nothing's more important than having the people in your organization so that you can run your business effectively. And when you've got empty seats, it puts a strain on other people. It's something you're always worried about, and it can't be a last minute thing. And sometimes we get all caught up in the minutia of our business. We've all done it. But when you've got to be hiring for open positions, you've got to make that a priority, put it in your calendar, do whatever. Your assistant to make sure they're planning that out so it's not a last minute and you're doing it at 5, 6, 7 o'clock at night. Let the candidates know and your recruiter know that, yes, it's priority and here's when I'm available. The third thing is that you want to be clear on very specific things around salary, who they're going to be reporting to, what onboarding is going to be like, and what the day in the life of the job is, so that when they are interviewing, that they feel confident about the role, they know exactly what they're walking into. And they also want to know what the culture is like, so that you can clearly explain it and be transparent. If there's been some challenges, share it with them, let them know. They don't care about that. They care about honesty, trust. They feel confident going into the organization. And every company has their challenges. People know that. And if a candidate doesn't feel comfortable with that, then they're the wrong candidate. But top performers, they feel comfortable if they know all of the information, and then they'll take it from there if they're hired for the position. The other thing is also don't put barriers into the role. So some of the things that can be barriers or profiles. If you've got psychometric profiles or something that you've been using for years, ask yourself the question, are those profiles really relevant? What kind of information does that provide us? And is it relevant for the specific role? So some profiles you use, they might be good for management or they might be great for sales, but are they for other positions or vice versa? The other thing is background checks. Are your background checks taking too long? Are they taking 3 days? Because there are so many opportunities out there right now for candidates. And sometimes candidates have 3-4 opportunities that either they've got a job opportunity pending or they're in the interview process. So if they're interviewing with you and all of a sudden you've got background checks taking 3 days, that's ridiculous. There are companies that we know that you can get background checks done in 1 day. I'm happy to chat with you about that. If you want to know more, I can provide you that information. Whether you're in Canada or the US, doesn't matter. Don't make those things hindrance to your interview process. Also, when you're working with external recruiters, agree on the interview process. They're experts. For instance, we've been doing it for 20 years. We've been hiring sales, marketing, up to executive positions for years. So we have a very well-defined process. We know what it takes to get high performers, what we need to do to make that happen. And when companies hire us, the organizations we work with, they just hand over the interview process. We manage the whole thing and then we present candidates to them. They can then focus on what they do best. Their internal recruiters can work on other assignments. Hiring managers can focus on the people they're coaching and all the other activities of their day. And then when we have candidates present to them, we've got their schedule, we organize it, we communicate with them, we update them, we manage that whole process. They don't have to worry about it because they've hired an expert. So look for those partners when you're looking to hire. But understand what that process is and make sure that's communicated to you effectively and you understand what that is. And then lastly, I just want to reinforce that hiring should be a priority. And, candidates have options, like I said. And it's just like in sales, time kills all deals. So if you don't make it a priority and you drag it on too long, you will lose these great candidates. So I hope you found these 5 tips helpful. And if you have, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe and hit that bell button. And again, it's Linda Robertson, and I hope this has been helpful. Have a great day.